everyone. Welcome to Let's Tell You. People, welcome to Let's Tell You. Today, what I saw. Full, what I saw today. Okay, so if this is your first time, I am Nez. Welcome. Sit down, sit down. Is this not your first time? Welcome back. Today, we're talking about Damilare cooking. Damilare Kuku is became famous in my own radar when she wrote the book Nearly All the Men in Lagos Are Mad. I finished this book. I said, Damilare, I thought you said it was nearly all the men. You, it's like you two, you're mad because what is all this? Yo. Anyway, I'm talking about the amazing book called Only Big Bumbum Matters Tomorrow. There's this girl I follow on TikTok. She's I don't know if she's American, but she's white. As in her race, she's a white lady. But she's been in Nigeria for a while, and she said one of her favorite slangs in Nigeria is the word bum bum. That it sounds bouncy. And I thought about it. Who came up with bum bum? Because I know bonbon is sweet in a cafe. I think France. Yeah. So when you come up with bum bum, like when did bum bum become? Anyway, so this book. Now I want to rant. I have a thing about Nigerian fiction. Let me confess. Nigerian fiction, people like to pull me through the ringer because what is all this now? You know the fair before. What is all this? You know, I read a book by Buchi Mecheta 2020. This 2026. I'm talking 2024. I'm gonna say I'm no more reading any Nigerian literature because some people like to stress somebody. I read Second Class. Who has read Second Class Citizen? Raise your hand. Hey! That book, when I finished, I said, "From Buchi Mecheta." I don't know what I would do, but I was like, you know, better for her. Because why did you do this to me? That book is insane. Maybe I didn't talk about it here. Maybe I should talk about it one of these days. Hey, you know how you read book, you just close it and be like, hey, what is all this? That is how Nigerian fiction is. And I think that's what a lot of people love about it. Because it's good. This book is so well written. Guy, this Only Big Bumbum Matters Tomorrow. It is so well written. I don't know why I didn't think it was going to be that good. I was just like, I was bored. One of my friends, the only person I think I allowed to borrow a book from, and he allows me to borrow a book from him. He's the person I just saw this in his house one day. I said, I collected it. Let me just try. If I had carried on, I would have finished it in a day. I started in the morning. By 12, I told people in my house that, see, you people allow me, let me finish this book because I wanted to finish it. The only reason why I ended up lasting maybe the last 1 or 2 chapters was because I needed to sleep. I said, let me respect myself. I'm someone that tries to sleep on time to avoid stories. Only Big Bumbum Matters Tomorrow. It's the story of Temi, a 20-year-old girl, university. She just graduated. No. Her father dies. Her father dies like 3 days after. A lawyer comes to read will. And they're talking about, okay, this is what was left, blah, blah, blah. And they're happy. Their father was a lecturer in school. Then a bit of a fight breaks out about something else, like maybe quarrel. You know, her mom, she has a sister. What's the sister's name again? I'll find the sister's name. Her sister, then her mom, then her mom's sister, then her dad's sister too. All of them were gathered together. So a bit of back and forth started, and then for her to diffuse the silence, she got up and told them that I want to get butt implants. I think first of all, I think this would be an amazing film. Like the way it is written, I think it will make an amazing film. If we are willing to, if Nigerian movie producers are willing to actually try and do this kind of projects where we just take our films and books and turn them into movies, and we do it well, I think this will make an amazing film. Cause wow, what a wow. Temi wants to get wants to pump bum bum, wants to pump her butt. What they call this bottom hair, wants to pump her bottom, wants to get a Brazilian butt lift. That's what it's called, hair. Brazilian butt lift. Brazilian butt lift is something that was popular because Brazilian ladies are quite endowed at the back, right? No matter how slim they are, they seem to have a good shape situation going on. So in the medical world, or at least in the plastic, the body augmentation medical world, it's become very big, and all that. So of course, by the time she says this in the family, that's Temi says this in the family, everybody turns, it's like, like they could not, like the mother wants to die. The mother is like, what the hell? What happened? So this is where the book starts. So the book starts here and ends here. The beginning is us talking about this. The end is in that same room. So it's like in that room, not in the room, but in that same situation, right? We go back and start learning more about her. We also go back learn about her sister, because what we find out in that will reading time is that the sister has not been home for 5 years, and we don't know why. So we get to know more about her. We also go back and get to know more about her mom. Go back, get to know more about the mom's sister. Go back and get to know more about the dad's sister. Like, we just continue to go back, and we just say, like, there's a lot of back and forth. We are going back and back and back. And what I think happened here, okay, this is my own, I don't think it was implied in the book, but this is how I concluded. I feel like for a 20-year-old to come out and say she wants to get bum bum, to be pumped, the layer of issues that make her to land there, for her to be like, this is the only way I can solve my problem. Because you know how somebody can have PowerPoint, somebody can have point 1, point 2, point 3, any question you throw, she has thrown it back at you to explain to you why it's important for her to get, why is the best thing that she can do for her life, and why she's going to do it. The girl had saved money at this point too. She had done her research, the restoration, abuse, resuscitation. After you've done it, like the rest, that's a few months that you have to rest before you can go outside. Her friends have, I don't know if you understand, it's a conversation that has been had. So it's like, what we now find out is that, you know, this is, first of all, this is not a today thing. You know, that I think that's something a lot of us have to bear in mind. People that have issues with their body and they try to do something about it, it's not today that you start, it's not now that when you start talking to them about it, you can change their mind. You are not living with the reality that they are living with. So because of that, they have a different relationship with their body that you will never understand. I'm not saying that you should not say your mind. You can say your piece, but you have to understand that somebody that feels very self-conscious. Like I remember when I was growing up, I was a very thin girl. Like, I know it's hard for you to know, believe now. I don't have an old picture to show you. I was like a broomstick. And I said that because that's what I was called. From primary school, I was given names. Broomstick, toothpick. I kept on winning award, Miss Skinny. If I didn't win, I'll be nominated. It was me and one other girl like that, Osarity. Miss Skinny. The reason why Osarity didn't win as much as I did is because that she had hair issue. I don't know, I'm airing her matter like this. She had hair issue. So because she had hair issue, she was always getting, I think, Miss Scanty or something like that. See, people become mean to you for features that are not the same as, or that is not considered acceptable. So if I woke up one day and said I wanted to do something to make my body to be less skinny, I also found myself to be very tall. By the time I was in SS3, I was like 6 feet. I'm 6'1" now. I was like 6, or if I wasn't 6, I was close to 6. So then you're not here to like, why would you be wearing high heel? Do you want to now be taller than everybody? Don't say, see this giant, you know. But thankfully, I grew up. There was love in my house, so I didn't feel the need to argument or try to change who I am to fit this thing. I don't think so. Anyway, maybe I don't know. Maybe when I was a teenager, I don't know. But now I don't. So what has happened to Tenny here is that she has lived her whole life believing that one of the major things that are blocking her destiny as a human being is the fact that her butt is not big, it's flat. She's a very brilliant student, graduated with I think 2-1 or even first class from uni. She had, you know what I mean? She has saved money. She has saved money. Before her father died, the day before her father died, she sat down and told Daddy, I want to do this thing. Or did she tell? No, she didn't tell Daddy. She had to fill a form. And she tried to sneak something under the father's radar. I think the father, you have to say, I think it's a consent. You have to tell somebody to witness and say that, yes, I agree that she can do this because she's young. So the father somehow now looked at his email and saw this and said, Auntie, what are you trying to do? She explained to the father. The father hugged her, cried with her and said, okay, you know what? I'll give you extra money. I don't understand what you're trying to do, but I'll give you money. Just go. Do it. And I pray for the best for you. He did not know he was going to die. The next day he was gone. That is how much thought. Like if you go back into Temi's life when she was in secondary school, because at this point she has finished uni. That's the time when she comes and tells her family she has finished uni. And the children, the people in the house think that she's reacting to her father dying. They don't know that this has been an issue since. The way it has affected her friendships, the way that it has been hard for her to date, the way people have passed comments. The time she showed up on a blog trying to stop a fight. Thankfully, her face was not shown, but all everybody talking about is like, who is that person with flats? Everybody in the school. So who is that one with flats? So she said the dress she burnt it. I don't know if you understand. So a lot of times when it comes to people, the way they feel about their body, it's not a today conversation. It's not something that just shows up. They're just saying it now for you to know. It's been ruminating in their head for years, you know. So we get to know about her. The one that really sunk my heart big time was the sister. I said I was going to find the sister's name. Give me a second. The sister has, now another thing is now that the sister is someone that has the bum bum. right? Her sister has body. So how what how do I say what I want to say? What I love about this book, right, is it really showed and opened it opens your eyes to the way your body, or that's the way you look at your body, how ladun, that's her name, ladun. The way it affects um the way you live your life. Think about it. Like, I don't know if you're if you're someone that had body, if you're someone that developed on time. This happens a lot to them. If it didn't happen to you, ask someone that you know, someone that tell you that maybe at the age of 13, they had everything, 13, 14, 15, they were, you realize that also it also depends on where you grew up. So it's like a lot of us when we're millennials, we're going out. You will go out by yourself. Not now that you can just send the child out to go to. You could go out by yourself. You can go to the market, buy something. You can go to the bus stop and take a bus and go somewhere. Do you understand? And as young as as young as 14, you realize that as somebody ask, I'm telling you, it didn't happen to me because I said I was a board, I was a pole, I was a toothpick. But those that had board, those that developed early, you will notice they'll tell you that when they were 14, that random men were just touch them, slap their bum bum. So we'll do like this. The face that head like that. So I said, well, sorry, what? When I know Sabi fight, raise a fist, square up. Because are you mad? Why are you touching me? I didn't tell you guys the story. I was telling you at the end. Are you mad? But that's the reality. Imagine if a 14-year-old child, you're still being cautious of yourself. One random fool, one idiot on the street come and bam your body. Hey, God will punish you. God will punish you. God forbid, God will punish you because you're mad. But the thing is that at 14, if you have to deal with this, by the time you're 16 and 18, you realize that you have a very different relationship with your body. Especially when you see your mates, those that are not as developed as you are. They are playing, they can run. You know about ringing. Back in school, we used to call the people that were called ringers. Does that make any sense? Those that had a lot of boobs. What that meant is that a lot of times, when the bell rings in school, time for dining, you have to hurry up. You have to run. So you see us running. So you see those girls, they'll be running. Their breasts will be jumping up and down. What am I saying? They're like, that girl is ringing. I don't know. I think it was a principal that said it one time and it became a slang in our school. So imagine a girl that has to be cautious of this her whole life, this thing that she has on her back. By the time she's 18, you now find you find girls at the age of 24, 25, they wear baggy clothes. They tell you, I don't want something that will show. They are still protecting that 14-year-old girl. See that time when they were 14 and some one stupid idiot felt like it was okay to do this on them because they had body. It's that stupid person that has made her at the age of 20 something, 24, 10 years after, to want to be wearing baggy clothes. I don't know if you understand. So it's that relationship. Ladu's story is very similar to that. So it's like you're trying to dodge, you're trying to run away from a lot of things. You're not going to get a boyfriend, you're not going to, because in secondary school, a lot of times people start getting into relationships. So if you're not in Nigeria, by the way, in the US it's called high school. So high school, okay, there's middle school, there's high school, but it's high school actually. So by the time you enter SS1, SS2, SS3, that's high school. A lot of people start, having boyfriends, especially if you go to a mixed school. So it's like you have a boyfriend, someone in your class. Sorry, and all that. And that affects the way you look at your body. It affects the way you see everything because the boys want to be around you. And you know why. You know the reason why these boys want to, every time they want to hold your waist, at least because So you're cautious of it. So it's like you see the girls that become overly open about it. So like they wear tighter clothes, shorter, just so that shows. Or those that just want to bury themselves in bags because they just don't think they want that attention. So that's where Ladu falls in. But Ladu's story, I think, is a wicked story. It's a wicked story. Damilare. Damilare. I believe I'll see you. One day I'll meet you. And I hope when I see you, I'll recognize you because I'll ask you, my dear, why did you do this? Why did you do this to Ladu? Let me focus on Ladu's story. Ladu is Temi's older sister, like I think by 3 or 4 years. And Ladu was mean to her mom growing up, very mean to her mom growing up. And the mother's name is Hassana, something like that, Hassana. But she was very close to her dad. Like her daddy calls her my first fruit. That's what she calls. That's the term of endearment that he uses. And Ladu fell in love after when she was in university, I think 2nd year or so. She met a guy called Mofe. Like I told you that as you go into the book, you're hearing all the different people's story, including Hassana. And can I tell? I don't want to spoil this thing. I want you to be able to read it. But let me say it. Let me say. At least let me tell this Lado story. Lado falls in love with a guy. At a particular point, she actually goes to the UK. At some point, Lado actually goes to the UK to spend time with Mofe. Mofe is like 2 or 3 years older than him, and she they're in love, right? So that's when she sleeps with. That's the first time she ever sleeps with anybody. She sleeps with Mofe. Then she comes back to Nigeria. While she was in the UK, her parents went to see Mofe's parents because Mofe has told the parents that go and start introduction. I'm going to marry that girl. I love her. And she went to this thing. The parents came back. And suddenly, Mofe stops talking to Lado. I know when you're reading the story, you're thinking, this man has gone and done, but the thing is that it doesn't follow. Like, Mofe seems to be a certain kind of person. And her mom, that's Mofe's mom, seems to like Lado. So the whole time you're like, what's snake in the monkey shadow happened here? It's somewhere towards the end when we are hearing Hassana's story that we find out the reason why Mofe decides not to marry Lado. Lado is on Facebook one day and finds out that Mofe has married someone else. After that, Lado leaves the house for 5 years. So it's like the whole time you're saying, why is she blaming her parents? What's wrong with her? What is all this one? Lado even went and started dating an armed robber. Nah, that be like, I go beat you. If I see you on the road, you're going to be in trouble. Lado went and married. She didn't marry. She almost, it was somehow it was her father. I think one day, because I think she was very close to her father. So it's like she had moved to Lagos. They lived in, I forgot to say that all this is set in Ife. Abi? Ile Ife. That's the school in Ife. I think so. If it's not true, I'll let you know here. I think it's at Ile Ife. So Lado leaves her home and moves to Lagos and starts her whole life. In starting her whole life, she meets this guy who is amazing and she starts dating the guy. 2 years into dating this guy, she found out na robber where that guy be. Now Lado went through it too, But it's just, I think it's a true the book. Sorry, back to the book, right? I thought the book was going to focus solely on this BUMBUM that is supposed to matter tomorrow, But while the incident of Temi coming and saying she wants BUMBUM is what kind of it's like kind of worms that now opens up to everybody saying, they weren't talking to themselves, but it's like all of us are now privy to their own history, to everybody in this house and their history, except the father. The father I wanted to actually hear his own side, but he was late at this point, so I guess he was removed from it. It kind of points out how our relationship with our body, they understand, and then the place of self-love. I had to go and do small research on the concept of body dysmorphia. I had to go and do small research on the concept of body dysmorphia, and it's not clear. That's why I've not mentioned it. It's not clear to me yet. That's why I've not mentioned it in this video so far. I'm mentioning it for the first time now. But anything you know about it, please let me know. I would like to share with you. First of all, the book is beautiful. It ends when the mom, Hassana, eventually says, "You know what? Go and do what you want to do." That tells me, it's okay, we support you. Go and do what you want to do. That's where the book ends. And Temi is now looking at herself and imagining her new BUMBUM, and that's where the book ends. I don't want to say more, but this book put me through the ringer. But I like how we highlighted the relationship with our body and the way the society affects the relationship with our body, and then how it affects our outlook to life. Because one of the things I found strange was that Temi, who is one of the smartest girls, the way she's explained in the book, she's smart, she's sharp, she's focused. But as far as she's concerned, for her to be able to make her way, now that she's finished school, for her to be able to make her way well through life, she has to have that BUMBUM. If she doesn't have that BUMBUM, she's not going to succeed as a person. See how you take rich like this, but that's the thing. I don't know a lot of people. I don't have close friends that have done body augmentation. I would actually want to know. Do you understand? For me, it's quite foreign, like to the point where you feel like this part of your body is what's affecting your ability to succeed as a person. I don't know. It feels now movie be this, now Nollywood. Anyway, if you haven't already, please comment. Let me leave a comment. Let me hear a comment on this. If you've read this book already, the book has been out for a while. Do you understand? When I came here, I came thinking, well, I'm going to spoil this book because if you haven't read the book, nothing I can do about it. But I think everybody can and should experience the book. I think it's if you're someone that if you're surrounded by women, if you have girls, I think that it's a great way to get into information into what the girl life, the way their body, the way they perceive their body, how it actually affects the actions that they take. And one thing is like there's a primary, there's the secondary, there's a tertiary. So there's a primary issue is, oh, my body is like this. The secondary issue is, oh, men always tend to want to because of this. Then tertiary is all the things you now have to do to avoid or take care of that particular thing. Anyway, thanks for watching. Love you. Bye.